Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are, Bitcoin is still around the same place as yesterday. It's still stalled right around $44,000. And I did show you guys and tell you guys why that is. And I'm going to recap that, why I think it's going to stay at 44,000 until this Friday, which I believe at that time will pump up to 50,000. So I'm going to show you that. Also, of course, discuss the very, very, very hot altcoins. Solana, Polygon, aka Matic, Venus, among others. Today is definitely a very good altcoin day. This is why I've always stressed, do not panic. Things will get better, and altcoins are certainly doing better. In fact, not just better, they're at all-time highs. So that kind of shows you how strong altcoins are right now and how strong retail investors are. So that's why you should also be in the game. All right, let's do this, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit it. And also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, let's do this. Let's change my screen. All right. So starting out with Bitcoin, right around 44,000 this morning. Bitcoin went a little bit higher, 45.6, and all of a sudden it tumbled down, and it utilizes 43 as a support. Now it's roughly back up to 44,000. And this is what I anticipated yesterday. I told you guys I was studying options, and even though it's not the major option expiration, which comes at the end of the month, there's a lot of small ones going on. And even though they have relatively small volume, you know what? The whales are somehow utilizing that. They're utilizing it. So the one that ended today, which is the 18th, it ended not too long ago, the max pain price was at 44,000. So the whales are looking at the max pain price. The whales are trying to get rid of both the greedy, I guess, from both sides. The ones that are predicting Bitcoin will go much higher, and the ones that's predicting it's going to go a lot lower. So these option contracts that's on both sides, you know, this measures max pain price. And for the last month, you know, Bitcoin has been following this. It seems like whatever whales that are playing their games right now, they want to keep it at this point to basically liquidate both sides. Why would they want to do that? Because they want all the Bitcoins to themselves. It's that simple. So the one that ended today is 44,000. The one that is about to end later today or tonight is at 44,000. And guess what? There's one on the 20th that's also 44,000. So I think today up to Thursday, we're not going to see Bitcoin move. It's probably going to hover right between 44. So it may go down to like 42, may go up to 46. But ultimately, it's going to settle back at 44. But guess what? The one that's going to end on Friday, that's where it changes. The max pain price then goes up to $50,000. So that's why I think by this Friday, we will see Bitcoin go back up to 50,000. And what's better is at the end of the month, the max pain price is at 54. So then next week, we'll see, actually the last week of the month, we'll actually see Bitcoin move its way up to 54,000. That's what I'm thinking. This has been pretty accurate as of late. So, you know, with these kind of patterns and indicators, they work until they don't. But right now, it seems like it's working. So I do anticipate Bitcoin to just be right around this level, you know, this 44,000 level for the next few days until Friday and this weekend when we could see some good movement. However, right, while Bitcoin is stagnant, you know, manipulated, however you want to call it, being stuck at this level, you know, altcoins are just like exploding up. Not everyone, I know that. If you look at a total overall market cap, it's up slightly, 3%. Overall market cap, 2.07 trillion. This is not near all-time high. All-time high was about 2.35, maybe as high as 2.4. So we're still off. Most altcoins are still following Bitcoin. They have not decoupled from Bitcoin. However, there are a lot that has. Okay, so today I'm going to cover 3 that I mentioned before many times on this show. I've told you guys how I feel about them. I told you guys these are terrific buys, especially when they're stagnant, when they're down, right? And they are all moving up in a big way. And real quick, look at Bitcoin dominance on top, 39.3%. This is the first time Bitcoin has gone below 40% since 2017. At that time, Bitcoin dominance went down as low as 37% before climbing higher to about 60, high 60s, 70s. So we'll see if that happens again. Right now, it doesn't look like it, but who knows? Bitcoin could start moving really, really, really quick upwards latter half of this year, maybe starting in June and July, because that's when it started in 2017. Or maybe it's just going to stay low. But I do think Bitcoin will have its revival, will continue upwards. This is not the top for Bitcoin by any means. I don't think that's the case at all. But right now, we do have that sideways movement, consolidation movement. And while that's happening, retail investors are like, okay, while that's happening, you know what? I'm going to put my money into altcoins, which are doing really, really, really well. And you're seeing that right now. So even though the entire market cap is slightly lower, you have some of these altcoins that are just making new highs every single day, it seems like. Cardano just made new highs, right? It's above $2. It was stuck under $1 for longest time. It was stuck around 120 or 110 for longest time, then around 160. Now it's above $2. It's slightly off from its high, but still doing very, very well. And of course, I got to move down and look at Solana, which is now pumping. And right now, Polygon and Solana, two of the three I want to talk about, is neck and neck at $15 billion. They are definitely big caps, and they're looking like they want to climb higher. Now, Solana is one that I've talked about many times on this show. In fact, I even created a video how I put $100,000 into these two altcoins. One of them was Solana. Okay, one of them was Solana, and at that time when I dollar cost averaged in, I had some already. It's not like I FOMO'd all in. I just decided dollar cost average, and at that time it was like $45, and then it did go down to like $40, and people were like, "Aha, look at you! You don't know what you're talking about." But that's the whole point of investing. I'm not trying to day trade. I'm not trying to swing trade. A lot of TA guys will tell you to do that, but no, I invest in projects that I think has a lot of potential, that has a great team, that has a great future, and Solana is one of them. So now you can see Solana has been moving up despite the fact there's Bitcoin weakness, and now it's nearing $60. So it's doing very, very, very well. And the reason why I like Solana is because their ecosystem is blowing up. They have a ton of DeFi projects ready. There's more and more that's opening up. They don't really have an NFT marketplace yet, not that I know of, but maybe they will be coming. And also Solana, the biggest reason why I like them is because Alameda Research, FTX, and Sam, who is the CEO of both, he is like all in on Solana. He is a very wealthy individual, has very, very wealthy companies, and he's investing a ton of money into the ecosystem. Every single altcoin, every single, I would say, project that is spinning up on Solana is being very, very well funded by Sam and FTX and Alameda. So I think they're really go carry Solana far. And as like a chain to compete with Ethereum, we know the big dogs like, Cardano, which is not done yet, but Polkadot, which is not done yet. Now, of course, you have VeChain, but then you have also Solana. This is one of the only chains that's very popular right now, that's gaining a lot of traction, that's not EVM compatible. Okay, it's not an EVM compatible chain, so it's a new language, new smart contracts, but they do have a bridge that makes it very easy to utilize the ERC20 tokens. At least I think I remember that was done, or that might be in progress, but they do have that. So Solana, I think it's going to go very, very, very far from here. Even after this pump, I think it's going to continue onwards. And who knows, you could see Solana right behind Polkadot, around number 9, right? Being at 30 billion. From this point on, I don't think that's unreasonable. I think they have so much traction, so much money backing them, they could continue forward. Doesn't mean that they're just going to go straight up and double, but I think there's going to be up and downs, but overall, they're going to be trending upwards. I think they're one of the projects you don't want to sleep on right now. So that's number 1. That's Solana. Number 2 is Polygon, aka matic. Now, they are interesting. I've covered them many times before, even when they were, back in the day, back in 2017, 18, they were like nobodies. But, within the last few months, they have climbed up tremendously. So I've talked about them when they were around 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. But recently I talked about them again, create a whole video, basically giving a new perspective on why I think Polygon is really going to be a powerhouse. And even since then, that was like around $1.40. That was only like a few days ago. Now they have gained a full like almost 100%, like 70% or something like that, and they continue higher. And you can see 155% for the week and 45% today. They're just on fire. Why aren't they on fire? Well, the biggest thing that came out today is this. So look at the total transactions. Okay, so this is Polygon's Explorer. There's Ethereum Explorer, Binance Smart Chain Explorer, but look at Polygon's Explorer. The number of transactions they're handling per day now has grown to 4.1 million. Just to give you a reference, how much transactions is Ethereum having per day? About 1.5. So right now, matic or Polygon has almost 3 times the amount of volume running on top of it versus Ethereum. That's how amazing it is. And the reason being, all these DeFi projects that was created on Ethereum, they can't scale on Ethereum. They're having congestion problems, and most of them have moved to Polygon. This is the reason. One of the big reasons why Ethereum is going up is not only do you have all these tokens locked in, so creating a deflationary aspect to ETH, but also you have so much DeFi projects that's running, that's operational, that people are taking advantage, right? But guess what? All of these projects more or less have moved to another chain or a layer 2. And the layer 2 that they are looking at is Polygon. Aave has moved to Polygon. I hear Maker is in talks with Polygon. Compound Curve have also moved to Polygon. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And Uniswap is supposed to be utilizing Optimism, and that got delayed, right? Who knows if they're going to be moving to Polygon too. So like all these big DeFi projects are moving to Polygon. That is why the transactions per day is blowing up, and that is why they're going up. They're so hot. Now, there are people that are comparing Polygon to Binance Smart Chain. This is a concept I introduced not too long ago. I'm like, why is Binance Smart Chain, right? Why do they have such high number of transactions? In fact, they were much higher. They were at almost 12 million transactions per day. That's almost like 8 times higher than Ethereum. Recently, they dropped down to about 9 million. 9 million is still pretty darn good. But you can see that Polygon is catching up. Polygon is at 4 million, right? So Binance Smart Chain is at 9 million. And one of the reasons why BNB is so valuable is because of Binance Smart Chain. How much DeFi projects have moved over and how many, I guess, copycats have come out and done really, really, really well, right? So if you look at it that way, and Binance Coin is at $80 billion due to the DeFi projects running on top of them. Well, look at Polygon, right? Polygon is doing like about half. So does that mean Polygon should be worth about half, about 40 billion? You could make that argument. Which is why I've said Polygon could go up a lot higher, maybe possibly below Polkadot, or possibly even higher than Polkadot behind XRP. So I think I'm really bullish on Polygon right now. Now, I've always said don't FOMO in when things are hot. When things are up 40%, you don't want to FOMO in because they're very, very, very likely to come down. But I do think when they do come down and then settle out, that's when you get in. But I said that at $1.60. And then after I said that, or $1.40, I forgot what I said that at. After I said that, they just kept going. Despite this fact that the charts and TA were showing that they were very, 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 very overbought, people don't care at this point. And not that people don't care, it's because people are utilizing this layer 2 solution. So Polygon, also very, very good. I talked about Solana. I talked about Polygon, why they're going up. Lastly, I want to talk about Venus, because Venus also has blown up today. Venus went up 58%. Remember, I told you guys about Venus. There's a couple DeFi plays on top of Binance Smart Chain. I told you guys, you look at a total value locked in versus the equivalency on Ethereum, they're very, very, very undervalued. And they have some uniqueness to them. So for example, Venus has about 5.5 billion locked in, and they're only worth 1.3 billion. You look at that, you compare that to MakerDAO, which is the equivalent of this. MakerDAO is worth a lot more with about comparable TVL. So they're going up mainly because yesterday they announced this, that the biggest burn is coming. The biggest coin burn is coming. So a lot of people are expecting that is going to be absolutely huge. And when you burn a huge amount of supply, you know, that definitely helps drive things up. And also today, they said this: the daily distribution inflation rate for XVS has passed successfully and is now 50% lower. Okay, and in our next their next proposal, they're going to talk about polling, on-chain voting, and this large burn that they're talking about. So they're definitely moving forward. They're making things, the inflation rate, they're decreasing that, right? And then now, pretty soon, they're going to introduce more things you could do with XVS, right? Polling, voting, and also burning. That's actually a very, very big thing too. So that is why Venus is going up. You look at the other DeFi projects on Binance Smart Chain, same thing, like PancakeSwap, Bakery Token, right? Those projects, they've been stagnant for a while. I do think that something similar could happen to them because they both also have burning built in, and who knows what's going on. But PancakeSwap is the biggest AMM out there, and Bakery Token is the biggest NFT marketplace for Binance Smart Chain. So you don't want to sleep on any of them right now, but this is big for Venus too. So that is the reason why these three are going up. But you know, there's more to it than that. But this is just like the broad overview. But yeah, you guys should definitely check them out if you haven't. But in addition to those three, there's many, many, many others that are doing very, very well, holding very strong, much higher than they were even a few weeks ago. And this is one of the reasons why I say, you know what, ignore the FUD. Ignore the FUD. Recently, a lot of FUD. A lot of Elon FUD. A lot of FUD from China, from mining. There's just a lot of FUD, right? But trust me when I say this, there's always FUD. Throughout Bitcoin's history, throughout crypto's history, there's always FUD. Many, many, many FUD, okay? And the ones that get scared out, the ones that unfortunately get scared out or just can't handle it and exit, unfortunately, they're the ones that lost all the gains. And for the rest of the people that have stayed in since 2017 or 13 or even before, right? They're the ones that's making bank right now. And all they simply did was basically buy in projects that they love, they believe have a big future. They keep dollar cost averaging and the hodl, and trust me, that strategy works. All right. So lastly, Nectar, never heard about it. Oil, I don't know anything about oil. Moonwolf is incredible. I haven't heard of that. 0x. Yeah, some of these. Nectar, May next month, December virus threat. Okay. Thanks for those super chats, but I never heard of Nectar, but I guess I could look at it real quick. But before I get in Q&A, there's a few pieces of news I want to talk about with what's going on with, Bitcoin. Obviously, Michael Saylor decided to take advantage. He just bought 15 million. Unfortunately, at a high price. I think it was 55,000. I think he bought it 15,055,000. That turned out to be not so smart move. But again, Michael Saylor, like me, he doesn't care. He just wants to keep dollar cost averaging because that's the point of dollar cost averaging. You can't guess top or bottom. So what you do is put a little bit in, little bit in, little bit in, and right now at 43,000, he can't resist. So he bought another $10 million worth. So, I mean, he's just buying infinite amount of Bitcoins at this point. I really wonder if MicroStrategy really makes this much cash. It seems like every single week or few weeks or every month, he's putting another 10 million, 15 million, 10 million, 15 million. I don't know what's going on, but he's definitely a true holder. Also, this piece of news. It turns out Coinbase is going to issue a convertible note, convertible notes again, trying to raise $1.2 billion, although they've been down 27% since their the direct listing. this is what I've been talking about. Wall Street does not want to give up power right now. Okay, so every single Bitcoin related company on Wall Street is getting hammered. They're getting hammered, including Coinbase. Coinbase started out really hot because ARK Invest was buying a ton of coin shares, right? But now that it's over, I mean, they're getting hammered, and Riot and Mara is getting hammered. MicroStrategy is getting hammered. Tesla's even getting hammered. Everyone is getting hammered because it's a collective thing right now with Wall Street trying to hammer it down, right? But why are they doing this? They're doing this because they're threatened. That's why. You know, if this was just some unknown thing, unknown speculative asset, they wouldn't care. But they know Bitcoin is here to stay. Bitcoin is here to eat their lunch. They're not gonna just go let go and say, okay, we lost, right? These guys have been charged for so long. They're really threatened and scared of what may come if Bitcoin and crypto becomes widely adopted, widely used, right? So they're trying to bring things down. And that's why, you know what, don't fall for it, because a lot of this is FUD. A lot of it will scare you. A lot of it will make you think, well, this is the end for Bitcoin. Trust me, what happened in 2017 and 18, 19, 20 was a lot worse than what we're seeing right now. A lot worse. So do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me turn to you guys for some quick Q&A. I don't have any water. All right, what is this one? Polyswarm decentralized virus threat protection. That doesn't sound very good at all. Crowdsourced malware analysis for new emerging threats. Yeah. You know, there's version of this already that's non-decentralized. So I don't know if this is a really good way to handle threats. Sorry. I used to be in IT, so I know a lot of this stuff. That doesn't sound very appealing to me. Someone was asking about oil. I have no idea what you're talking about. You need to start talking about FTM ecosystem, most promising. You know what? I mean, it is backed by, you know, a lot of DeFi projects. Like Sushi moved to it, Yearn moved to it. There's a lot that moved to Phantom. But however, they're not taking, you know, they're not eating into, I think, a lot of these bigger projects, I guess the main DeFi ecosystem for Ethereum, not as much as Polygon is. Okay, so I think Phantom is good, and they have done very well. And recently, Sushi and Yearn has gained traction, but they're not eating into like the bigger pie, right? The Aves of the world, the Compounds of the world, the Curves of the world, the MakerDAOs of the world, right? They're all moving to Polygon, but who knows? Phantom could catch up. Harmony started to get, you know, DeFi projects. I think that's going to help them. They recently pumped up quite a bit. I like Harmony a lot. I've been talking about Harmony for quite a bit. They're almost, you could think of them as ETH2 already. They're basically done with sharding done. They're doing very well. And look, they're up 31% today. So I didn't even notice that. But yeah, Harmony has been stagnant for very long time. Very long time. And in fact, they not only stagnant, came down, right? But I've said, I like Harmony a lot, and they're doing well. So I think people are equating them like as an alternative chain to like Polygon. That's why they're doing really well. I'm glad to see that. I'm really glad to see that. Check out Doge of Wall Street is bridging a matic soon. I don't want to check that just due to the name. I'm not checking that. Can you check Pingno and Jigstack? I looked at Jigstack recently. I hated that website. I don't know what's going on with that website. I still don't know what's really going on with that project, so can't talk to you about it. A zombie farm, no, I'm not going to check that out either. Would you hold XRP or sell into Kusama or Matic? I would hold XRP. Oh, XRP is also doing very well today, up 9%. Today, you know, is one of those days where altcoins are doing very well, very well. Even projects that I'm not really fond of, like Litecoin, is up 16%, right? So there's a lot of altcoins that's in recovery mode today. I think from here to Friday, I think Bitcoin's going to stay where it is, around 44,000. May move a little bit, but stay around there. But it's looking like the altcoins, the retail investors are like, nah, we're not gonna wait. We're gonna keep buying, and that's why we're seeing a resurgence right now. New to crypto, am I right to say if I hold my coins until the next BD is halving, I can make huge gains? Yeah, it depends on which ones you hold, though. You can't just randomly buy projects. There's a lot of projects from 2017 that has not recovered yet. But the good ones have, blown past their previous highs and have moved much higher, right? So it really depends on which ones. But if you're holding, like, big ones like Cardano or Bitcoin, or even, like Chainlink, or even some of these like Solana, I think, yeah, they're going to go much higher. Polkadot parachain's coming soon. I hope so. It's been talked about. That's why, they have these auctions of parachains on Kusama. And then if you win that, then you can win auctions on Polkadot. The auction thing is still a little confusing to me. I think they should just open it up to everyone. But hopefully, that's been a work in progress for a long time. I think Cody is a good long-term hold. This Cardano partnership is going to carry them. Sunday Swap is a AMM on Cardano. It's not launched yet, so can't really comment on it. What would you, Brendan? Thank you. What would have to happen to Bitcoin in order for you to reconfigure 50? Well, that is something I brought up in Patreon recently. I do feel like big caps are holding very, very well, even against Bitcoin downturns, and they haven't been gaining the most. So I actually advise that you can blow up your big cap portfolio or section a little bit, okay? So that maybe you could go down to like 30% Bitcoin and 50% in big caps, right? Something like that. But I still advise most newcomers, the ones that don't know what they're doing, stick with the 50-25-25 rule. But if you do know somewhat what you're doing, you've been in it for a while, I definitely think going a little bit bigger on the big caps is not bad. Not a bad idea. Update on Filecoin. I don't know anything on Filecoin right now. I just know that, the founders created IPFS. A lot of projects do use Filecoin as their storage depository. But outside of that, I haven't heard really anything. Their big thing was the Coinbase edition, their Grayscale Trust, but outside of that, that's pretty much it. Do you think I should wait a dip on matic? I think so. I mean, it's very ill-advised to FOMO in when something is up like 40-something%, almost 50%. It's going to come down. But sometimes the pump just keeps going. Sometimes it just keeps going, right? So if you really want a piece, then dollar cost average in, spread out your buys, buy a little bit, and then, if it goes up, stop buying. If it goes down, then you could dollar cost average some more. Is a China crypto restriction for today FUD? Yeah, it's restating the same thing that has happened before. Routers is just making stuff up. This whole crypto ban in China has been in existence for the last 4 years. That has not changed. It's not changed at all. And Bitcoin's not banned. You can still hold Bitcoin. Crypto projects are still ongoing. In fact, a lot of these Chinese-based ones, I think, will really blow up because soon they're probably going to open up digital yuan and then have their citizens be able to buy crypto projects utilizing, digital yuan. And I think projects like VeChain and others will fly because of it. Fag and I don't know. I've looked at those before. Fag token, yeah, these are like meme stuff, meme DeFi deflationary stuff that I don't like at all. What about Wyckoff? No, don't listen to that guy. I think I know he, the guy that's spreading Wyckoff. I even covered it yesterday. In terms of Bitcoin, it was following it until it didn't. So the last 2 weeks didn't really follow it anymore. I know he's pointing at ETH is following it, but he's starting to make a lot of assumptions and try to connect the dots. Here's the thing with patterns, okay? It works until it doesn't. And sometimes when you zoom in or out enough, you'll find the pattern you're looking for. But bottom line is, whether or not we are following it or we're not following it, right? Remember this. Why would the whales do it? Why would the whales want to scare you? Why does the whales want to drive things lower? Because they want more of it. Because they want you to sell, right? So remember, just don't panic sell. Never panic sell. Never panic do anything, right? The true strategy is really just have some money on the side. If things dip, you can buy in, right? But a lot of people want to sell at now or at 42 yesterday, right? Then the risk is too high. The risk is too high. Not only are you taking a loss, right? But if Bitcoin starts coming up in a big way, then you have to buy back in and you're at another loss. So to me, it's like patterns work until they don't. Nothing's 100%. And even though there are similarities, right now for the Bitcoin pattern, it has broken it. So now, he's looking at the Ethereum pattern, but still, I think it's causing more harm than good. So many people is asking me, what about Wyckoff? What about Wyckoff? What about Wyckoff? It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy because people are looking at it and they're like, okay, I'm not going to buy until it drops more, right? So then it kind of self-fulfills. So that's why I don't trust them. How should I exit after altcoin season? Should I hold, trade, or my alts to stablecoin? I mean, if we find something fundamentally has changed by the end of the year or close to the end of the year or even next few months, if something fundamentally have changed, right, that's when you want to take a huge amount out, like take profits, right? But still, again, like I just got done saying, you really don't know. You really don't know. So another strategy is just simply to take profits on the way up, right? Take profits on the way up, keep a little bit in, ride out the rest, and keep going, right? So that's how you cover yourself. Do you think the dip can extend the bull run into 2022? Yes, it definitely can. There's no magical thing. This 4-year cycle seems like it just magically starts at the end of the year, or ends at the end of the year, I should say. But this time around, it's just the landscape is very different. The market is much bigger, a lot more interest, a lot more adoption, a lot more awareness, a lot more people flowing in. And there's a lot more apps that you could use to buy into. So it's very different now than before, right? So the market, this bull cycle, 4-year cycle, could definitely extend further. How big of a dip in terms of percent you expect to see at the end of the bull run? That's anyone's guess. Last few, they were like 80, 86% for Bitcoin. They were 90, 95, 99% for altcoins. This time around, if we do have a blow off top where things start coming down, maybe we could see a 50% drop. I mean, periodically, we already see 20 to 30% drops. So can we see like a 40, 50, 60, 75% drop? Maybe. But I do anticipate that the recovery is also very quick, right? I do think that the last 3 years, although it's very, very, very hard to live through, but we had a lot of excitement and there was a lot of promise, a lot of talk. And all those promise and talk is here now. So the landscape is very different now than before, right? So if we do have a blow off top, can we go down 50%? Possibly. Can we go down 75%? Maybe. But I do think the recovery will be very, very quick, or much quicker than before. All right, let's just put it that way. Yes, there's a lot of people, I've been putting out the poll about my Vegas conference/party. A lot of people are signing up saying yes, very interested. I have the description. I have that link in the description if you guys are interested in coming. Fill out your information so I know I had a good, adequate count of it, right? Still planning for it, so just to let you guys know. What else is there? Yep, vet. I like vet a lot. Phantom pumped like crazy. I think Harmony pumped up quite a bit today because of Polygon. People are looking for alternative chains that have really, really high throughput and potential and makes it easy for projects to move over. So I know Harmony pumped. Did Phantom pump today? Where's Phantom? No, Phantom didn't pump today. But their opportunity could be around the corner. They're also a layer 2 solution that has a lot of DeFi projects on them. So their time could be coming. Civic now. Flow. I do like Flow a lot. They're just really hard. You can't buy them in the US. If they ever open up in the US, I think they go blow up. Flow, NBA Top Shots, UFC is coming. There's a lot of stuff coming to Flow. Best place to buy XRP in the US, I would say go with KuCoin. KuCoin is one of the only places you can buy XRP still. So utilize my affiliate link in the description. China just banned Dogecoin. No, they didn't. It was already banned. They didn't re-ban it again. It's been banned. You're not supposed to buy Bitcoin or crypto in China. All the exchanges are banned. So this new article is FUD. They're just restating what was stated already 4 years ago. So don't believe in that FUD. That is not what's causing Bitcoin to go down today. In fact, you can argue that today is a really good recovery day. Look at the greens. Look at the greens and with altcoins. I mean, you could see that today is a good recovery day. We're not back to an all-time high, no, but it's a pretty good recovery day. AMC squeeze. No one here cares about AMC squeeze. Wrong channel, buddy. Good entry point to matic. You know, really wait until it stalls out. Wait until it comes down. But I've been saying that for a while. But yeah, I think matic still has plenty of room to grow. But you can wait for it to come down a little bit. Wait for it to come down a little bit. I think it's a little bit too high at this point. Everpedia, yeah, they were going to NFTs. I thought they were gonna come up, but they really haven't moved that much at all. You know, them getting into NFTs is just really weird to begin with. So I kind of got faked out by it. I'm like, maybe they're gonna get in and do better, but not really. Not really. Vet and Aave, I like both projects. I like them quite a lot. I like them a lot. All right, guys. Dent. I missed one. Frida asked about Pinknode, Dent, Jigstack. And Jigstack, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on with them. Their webpage doesn't give any information. Dent, I think they're in mobile space. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. It's just they lost their momentum. They were really hot, really hot. They're leader of decentralized, I guess, mobile data. That's what they're into, and they hooked up with a lot of carriers. So BTT, no, not really. Telcoin hearing today. I didn't hear about that. Telcoin is also one that's been very, very, very hot. Very hot. I told you guys when it stalls out, it's a good entry, right? And it did recently. So I think Telcoin has more room to grow. What happened to PaxG yesterday? Went up 250%. Isn't PaxG a stable coin? How can it go up 250%? This is probably a fork or something. Yeah. It didn't go up 250% yesterday. But yeah, just ignore it. It's probably some project you don't want to be involved with. Why the hate on Litecoin? Because I've explained it many times. What Charlie did is really unforgivable, but you know what? As a play, it's still good. You know what? To tell you the truth, Charlie and one of his buddies reached out to me asking to clarify things, and I do want to bring him on the show. In fact, I actually want to invite him. I want to invite him to the Vegas party and have Charlie be a main speaker. So if he's watching this or any Litecoin fans is watching this, I like to formally invite Charlie to be a speaker. And maybe we can have a good debate on stage. So I'm thinking about asking him that. That's fun. No. Not really interested. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot. ICP, still just, you got to let ICP go down. It was too hyped up. Way too hyped up. You got to let it come down. It's too high, and this is wrong anyways. It's based on total supply, not certain supply. So this is, you got to let ICP cool off a little bit. An indication that Walmart bought Bitcoin in first quarter, they would have reported already. They would have reported. What else is there? President for 2024. I know me, Kevin, is trying to run for governor or something. I think it's really silly, but anyways. Ethereum Classic has been actually doing pretty well. I think people are just excited because Ethereum has been doing well. That's really it. Cosmos, I think, is very undervalued. 1 inch DEX aggregator, pretty darn good. PancakeSwap, pretty good. Biggest AMM out there on Binance Smart Chain. I think PancakeSwap really is carrying Binance Smart Chain right now. Them and Venus, which is also doing very well, and Bakery's token. Wink is an Oracle now. I don't like it. I don't like any Oracles outside of Chainlink. All right, guys. I think that's it. overall, Bitcoin is hovering down 44,000, like I kind of expected. The options expirations added, and I do expect today, tomorrow, Thursday, we'll probably see the same thing. And then Friday, I think we're going to see some explosiveness up to 50,000. So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, retail investors are not waiting for Bitcoin. They're just buying up all the delicious alts, the ones that are on sale right now. And this is what I've been saying to you guys, right? You take advantage when there's bargains to be had. You take advantage, and you dollar cost average, and you hold on. And a lot of these projects just continue to kill it, continue to make new highs, despite the fact that the market may be down. It doesn't matter. They're killing it. They keep going, right? That's the name of the game, really. Ignore the FUD. You know, buy when others are fearful. Buy when others feel like it's the top is in, right? And you basically dollar cost average and you hold them. That's the way to win at the game of crypto. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And there you go. All right. If you're interested in a Vegas party, make sure you check out the link in the description of this video. All right.